We now continue with more of the Mark Milton Show with The Smash on 590 The Fan and 590thefan.com.
All right, you're listening to the Mark Milton Show with The Smash, broadcasting from the Miller Furniture Studios and presented by STLTaxLawyer.com. Smash, you've come to know me as STL Tax Lawyer, but the firm has grown to so much more than just tax resolution work. We've recently expanded into estate planning, and we are fortunate to have with us today our new estate planning attorney for the Milton Law Group, Kimber Monroe. Kimber, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Happy to be here, Mark.
Yeah, we're really glad to have you. I thought this was a good opportunity to people, our listeners, many of whom are clients, get to know you. Tell us a little bit about your background, both professionally and personally.
Sure, absolutely. So I grew up in upstate New York. I attended Siena College with a focus in political science. And then from there, I went to Syracuse for law school. I don't want to give too much away about my age, but I've been practicing law for over 20 years. Right out of law school, I moved to St. Louis. And there I practiced at two large law firms downtown. And then from there, I went to a Fortune 500 financial services firm and spent many, many years there. And now I'm at the Milton Law Group where I'm focusing on estate planning. I think I have an opportunity to use my background to do a lot of good for individual clients and small businesses. On a personal level, I met my husband when I moved to St. Louis. We have 3 children. I have a son that's a freshman in high school. I have a 7th grade girl and a 5th grade girl, and I am coaching my daughter's basketball team.
Oh, wow.
Wish us luck.
Wow. And your husband is also a huge fan of 590.
He is.
The morning after.
He is,
Yeah.
yes.
Hopefully listens to the Mark Milton Show, too.
Shout out to Brian.
Hey, shout out to Brian. He'll probably be listening to this, hopefully. Well, that's great. So, yeah, the estate planning is obviously something that was very important to me and my wife, as our kids were born and thinking about the future. Talk a little bit about why it's so important for someone to have a plan in place versus, maybe thinking, I'm too young or I don't have enough assets. I don't need to hire a lawyer to do an estate plan. I can just wing it or just deal with the consequences as they may fall.
Sure. So there are a couple reasons. The most obvious is without a plan, you have no plan. And when you die, your assets will have to go through intestate, probate, etc. But most importantly, depending on where you are in your life, you want to be able to maintain control. And so let's talk a little bit about what that looks like. So someone with who's starting off a family, young children, etc., their main focus is what happens to their children if something were to happen to them. And it's extremely important that they come in and see us and develop a plan so their wishes will take place. In addition to that, a lot of times people start owning property, houses, things like that. We want to make sure that we can help structure those assets in the right way to protect them in your children's future.
Right, because if you don't have a plan, basically it's going to be left to a court to decide what happens with your kids or your property. And also just the administration of an estate through probate, it can be expensive, can't it?
It's extremely expensive. It's time consuming. And most importantly, again, you have no control over how long that will take, how much it will cost. Now, when you look at the senior clients that we have.
Like Smash.
How do you do?
Not only do you want to make sure that you have your estate in place for your loved ones, so again, you can control what happens to it and your wishes will be followed, but you also need to take a step back and say, well, what happens if I'm no longer in a position to make decisions? You want to make those decisions on the front end. So when you come see us, we're able to put documents in place that talk about who you want to make the decisions regarding your medical decisions.
Like if you were incapacitated,
Yeah, right.
who's gonna make that? Maybe he tells Milty he can pull the plug if
Exactly.
If I'd have done that, the plug would have been pulled before the show.
But those
Exactly.
so those are the kinds of things. So walk us through what are some of the key documents or decisions that that we help with as part of the estate planning process?
Sure. So there's no one set package that fits everyone. So it really is coming down and sitting in with us so we can develop an individualized estate plan.
We're not LegalZoom.
We are not legal.
It's everything is
not
tailored.
At all.
Everything
not
is
at all.
tailored.
Everything is tailored. And so a couple of things. One, you'll either have a will or you'll have a pour over will. If you have a pour over will, it's because you have a revocable trust and you essentially have everything in your will pour over into the trust. And a lot of times people choose to have a revocable trust because you are able to essentially avoid probate. So you will not have the costs associated with probate. And then most importantly, it's all kept private. So what you decide to leave to your family and others will not be public information. Other things that we help with is the healthcare POA, and that goes to making sure that your loved ones know exactly what you want to happen if you're not able to make those medical decisions on your own. You never want to put that on your children. That will just cause conflicts between them. It's an emotional decision. And again, we will help you have all of that in writing so you're not asking your loved ones to use discretion. Another document that we will assist with is a financial POA. Again, if you are not in a position to make financial decisions later down on the road, we'll help you when you come in. Sit down with us and determine who you would like to make those decisions on your behalf and what type of control you're willing to give them. That's just a handful of the documents.
So that is Kimber Monroe, our estate planning attorney with the Milton Law Group. She's got you covered. I think if anyone's out there thinking to themselves, hey, I need to get a plan in place, definitely reach out to us. You can contact Kimber on our website. She's got her email there. You can check us out at miltonlawgroup.com. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed this. I think we'll have you back for sure as other issues come up. We'd love to get your perspective. This is the Mark Milton Show with The Smash, broadcasting from the Miller Furniture Studios and presented by STLTaxLawyer.com.